I got the bloodlust. Me too. I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror since 2014. This is episode 298 of the program. Tonight we're talking about The Bride. The reimagining of Bride of Frankenstein, directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal.
You did that in one take. Remember last time when I tried to do it and it took 7 takes?
Yeah.
So proud of you.
Thanks. My name's Amy. I am your fearless leader. Did I already say 298? Yes, I did. Joining me, as always, is my lovely and talented co-host, Kay.
Take it from the top. Oh, now we messed it up.
What you did?
God.
Look
Look what I did. Hi, I'm Kay.
Hello.
I'm just here to ruin everything.
Spring sprang.
Spring has sprung!
All of the little flowers poking up in the front yard.
Just to get snowed upon again.
That's right.
But they're trying their best.
I don't know. It was like 20s last night, high of 66 today.
Right.
Who can say?
Who cares?
Let's just stay inside and watch movies.
Deal.
Great. So for horror homework,
Yeah,
we went to Mexico.
that's right.
Lovely Mexico. I mean, it wasn't particularly pretty in either of these movies.
That was the second one especially.
Yeah.
It felt like I was at work with all the temporary lighting, just a bulb with an extension cord that it's hanging off of. Yeah, not great.
We also found out that the Mexican police force is somehow even more inept than the U.S. police force.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking about Korean cops based on the movies I watch, and they seem terrible as well. So maybe it's just a, worldwide phenomenon.
ACAB. Except for your sister.
Sure. Babe. You want to tell them about our first Mexican movie?
Yeah. Which one are we doing?
We're doing Kronos first,
Deal.
from 1992, directed by Guillermo del Toro. The first movie by Guillermo del Toro. I'm choking a little.
So you take a drink from the dick cup.
That's
That
right.
should help.
Well, yeah. Kronos is available on HBO and the Criterion Channel.
Both, you say?
Both. What do you know about that?
Well, not much.
Tell us about this movie, would you please?
All right. We start the movie with some time hopping. In 1536, an alchemist develops a mechanism to give him eternal life. We pop back in on him. Why did I write that? We pop back in on him in 1937 with a completely marble white skin and a building collapse, where he is killed via shrapnel to the heart. God rest his soul. 401 years feels long enough.
Yeah.
The investigators come through and report on the body, but they do keep the multiple basins of blood to themselves. Pushing forward again, we are in 1996. Jesus Gris is an antiques dealer and finds said mechanism inside of an archangel statue. What's a guy to do? So obviously he's going to wind it up and try it out. Spindly legs pop out and grab him around the wrist and inserts a needle into his skin, beginning a blood filtration. He's de-aging before our eyes. His wrinkles are going and his hair is getting thicker and his sexual appetite is returning. Oh, and he's acquiring a thirst for blood. Probably fine. He uses the mechanism again.
In front of his granddaughter.
Why not? Somehow an old rich American man gets the news of another archangel statue and sends his goon of a nephew, Angel, to see if this is indeed the one with the mechanism that he has been coveting. Jesus Gris is at a New Year's Eve party and sees a man with a bloody nose. He follows him into the bathroom to suckle the blood off of the bathroom floor, like one does, and gets stomped in the face. Angel tries to get the mechanism from him, but Gris won't give it to him, so he ties him up, puts him in a car, and dumps him off a cliff. Gris's body is going through the autopsy and getting ready for viewing. Wait, what? No, you silly mortician, he's getting cremated. But sir, that was some of my best work. Gris escapes before the cremation, and his granddaughter, Aurora, welcomes him home. He decides he must go see the American whose nephew tried to kill him because he needs answers, especially because his skin now has started to burn off in the sunlight. He is telling the American that he's going to destroy the thing, but no, it'll kill you if you do. So he agrees to hand it over if he gets told the quote-unquote way out. The way out is getting stabbed in the chest. But just before the final blow, granddaughter Aurora do it again. Incapacitate.
Take your time. We got all day. We started early.
Just before the final blow, granddaughter Aurora incapacitated the American, and Grease does grab some of that good blood. Nephew Angel comes in and sees Uncle down and smashes him in the throat to get his inheritance and goes to take care of Grease. They fight on the rooftop and both fall over the edge, killing Angel. Aurora finds Grandpa unconscious and uses the mechanism to bring him back. But the want for his granddaughter's blood is too tempting, so he must destroy the mechanism, even if he was warned that it will also kill him. He returns home and is in bed with his wife and granddaughter at his side as the movie closes. Do you think it's really going to kill him, or do you think that that American man was just telling him that so that he would not destroy?
I don't know. I think it probably was going to kill him if he destroyed it.
Not immediately.
No. I thought it would kill him immediately.
Yeah.
Since he, was crushed by his car when it fell off a cliff. But I guess not.
No. Still alive.
Yeah.
Maybe a happily ever after. Probably not.
Probably not. I think he's probably going to die.
But I'm just going to say that it was all a lie.
Did you like this?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. I like this one. I don't love it. I'm not a huge Guillermo del Toro fan. I really like Pan's Labyrinth, and I like The Devil's Backbone, but I'm not a huge fan of his other movies. I think this one's kind of a fun take on vampires.
Sure.
A little steampunk weird take with that little gross insect inside, which is what is actually doing it.
Doing the purification of the blood.
That's very interesting.
Why not? Throw a beetle in it.
A neat angle.
A cockroach.
Yeah. And I really like Ron Perlman in this. Somehow forgot that Ron Perlman was in this. The guy that looks like the Maine Coon. I'll wait for that to... Yes. Mm. Remember I showed you the picture? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I really like Ron Perlman. If you don't know who he is, he I think people most know him as playing the Beast in the Beauty and the Beast TV show with Linda Hamilton from the 90s. But he was also he played Hellboy in the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy. And I like him. So I had forgotten he was in this somehow. So I was excited all over again to see him.
Yeah.
And seeing him speak Spanish. But I don't love this. I mean, I still give this a 4. I think it's funny. And I think...
4 is high. All right.
Yeah. 3.5, 4. What do you rate it?
Like a 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah. I just didn't care. All right.
I do think that Guillermo del Toro has a little bit of a thing with traumatizing children in his movies.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, a lot of horrible things happen in front of kids.
I think Grandpa should have pulled the rest of his skin off and just been the little marble white that he could have been.
Yeah, molted completely. He just needed a stone to rub against.
Sure.
And some time.
Yeah, and some time.
A heat lamp. And he would have been fine.
Yeah, just like a sneaky snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is weird to me that he didn't just give the guy the thing. I mean, I liked him as a character, except for the fact that he allowed himself to get addicted to this bug machine.
Yeah.
And exposed his granddaughter to lots of danger.
Right.
And his wife. It was surprising to me, and I kept waiting for Angel to go after his family.
He didn't care. He was just waiting for his uncle to die so he can get all of his money. The uncle was so mean to him, too. He was, like, beating him up and...
Mm-hmm. And I liked how he was dreaming about a different nose and stuff, and then he just kept getting hit in the nose.
Yeah. He had little printouts of what it would look like or whatever that you could place upon it.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, I like Kronos. Kronos was a movie that I got when Netflix used to mail DVDs to you.
Yeah.
And it was one that I had for a really long time because I couldn't find it because I'd put it back in a different case.
That'll happen.
And I couldn't find it for a really long time.
And that's exactly why we don't have physical media anymore.
Yeah, it was my fault.
Your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Took all of Netflix down.
So let us go to 2010.
All right.
And talk about We Are What We Are.
Yeah.
What was it? Somos lo que hay?
I'm not.
En español.
Yo no sé.
Although that was Spanish. Spain Spanish. Español. Sorry, I just like to do the lisp.
Yeah.
This movie was directed by Jorge Michel Grau. It is on Canopy, or you can rent it. But if you have a library card, you should definitely get Canopy. Take advantage.
Do it. It's not a very easy to use app, but it's got some good stuff on it.
Yeah, you just have to search on your phone instead of typing it in, and just put it on your... Save it, and then go to the app.
Hacks. Hacks for you.
That's right. Tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks.
Go ahead and tell them about this one.
I
We
will.
just watched it. We're fresh off it.
Yeah.
Unlike The Bride, which we saw last weekend.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. All right. We open on a man staggering and stumbling up the stairs of the mall, and I was getting all nice and settled for a zombie movie. But nay, the lack of coordination comes from a poisoning. After gawking at the mannequins in the window, he starts puking up some spit and never makes it home to the family. Mom is not fazed. We are getting the sense that he spends his evening with the ladies of the night pretty often. She sends her sons Alfredo and Julian to open the watch repair street shop, and her daughter Sabina and her will work on the watch repairs at home. The boys get kicked out of the market for owing back rent for their booth and also for fighting. And they head home. Sabina informs everyone that there was a man who died outside of the mall today. The man that always... that is always being a weirdo with the mannequins. Oh no, that's Papa! Mom shuts down and Sabina is having a heart-to-heart with her brothers. Alfredo is the eldest, and he has to take over the ritual. What is the ritual? What is the ritual warding off? What do they need to perform it? How often does it take place? Don't hold on to any of that. We never get to it. What we do know is we need a body. Tonight. Meanwhile, Papa's body is going through the autopsy and getting ready for a viewing. What? Wait, no, you silly mortician. He was getting cremated, but that was some of my best work. Literally the same scene from the last movie.
With an actor that looks really similar. It had to have been an homage. It was very funny, and we never would have caught it.
No.
Had we not just watched these movies within a couple of days of each other.
That's very funny. But we did find a lady's finger. People do be eating people out there in the streets. The brothers decide the easiest thing to do is to grab a sex worker. They bring her home and Mama freaks out. Her sons will not be following in her husband's footsteps. They need to bring home an upstanding member of society to kill. Thank you very much. They take the woman back to the corner and...
After killing her.
Yeah, they take the woman back to the corner after killing her that they found her on, and Mama warns all the other girls that this is what will happen to them if they sleep with her precious baby boys. Still out of body for the ritual, Alfredo gives it a shot. He sees a guy on the train and follows him to a dance club. Drinky, dancy, he takes him home. But younger brother is not eating a big gay slur. No way. Just then, Mama brings in a cabbie for her offering. Finally, someone we can all agree on. But Hunky Gay is on the run. The hermanos run after him, and Sabina and Mom start setting up for the ritual. Candles abound, hammer and chisel to the sternum. It's all beginning. Outside, in the chase, Hunky Gay tells the cops, and the pursuit begins. The brothers make it home with the cops on their tail to tell Mom and Sister that they gotta get out of the house right now. Forget the ritual. But the alarm on the 96 clocks in the house all start chiming. It has to be now. They run up the stairs to escape off the roof. Alas, the children do not make it out, and do not make it out of the shootout. Alfredo bites his sister on the neck and wrist to give her plausible deniability. Julian shoots Alfredo in the head, and the cops shoot Julian dead. The cops call for an ambulance for Sabina. Mom does, in fact, make it up and out via the roof. However, she's met by all the sex workers that she threatened before, and they take her down. Sabina escapes the hospital through the window, and we zoom out with her smirking and eyeing up her next prey. What's the ritual? What do they need?
Nobody knows.
Doesn't seem like anything was affected by them not doing the ritual the night before.
Right.
Nothing happened.
Right.
No one died. Well, a lot of people died, but not because of the ritual.
Yeah, a lot of people did die. I don't normally care that much in movies if they don't explain very much, but it left a lot of questions with the plot and the motivations for the character, not giving us anything about the ritual. Because we don't know if everyone in the family is gung-ho on it or not. We don't know if the kids all are completely convinced that it's a real thing.
Right.
Why would you not take some time to, I don't know, show the children doubting, arguing about that? Why
Right.
do we have to do this at all? That was a foregone conclusion, which was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't tell us anything about the ritual. Like, we don't even know what they wanted from the body. Was it parts? Was it blood? Was it life force? Like, I don't care what we're looking for. I just want to know.
Yeah, I would have liked a little bit more of something. What happens if we don't do it?
How often are we doing this?
How often are we doing it was a big question I had. And just what are we doing?
What are we doing?
She does look like she's taken bites, right, of his leg during the ritual.
She could have stabbed him there. There's a big artery there. She could have been
We didn't see
suckling.
blood, like, actively coming out.
No. But she was, like, poking and prodding it. So maybe she was putting it into a container of some sort.
It did look like they had big containers in the house. I had a lot of questions about the dad at the beginning.
I thought he was a zombie.
Who poisoned him?
Yeah.
Was he actually poisoned?
How did they find that finger supposedly in his mouth if he was puking stuff up?
Was it in his stomach?
Was it? He would have had to
Have just eaten.
But
And
it
also
was
swallow
a whole,
an entire finger with a
was
fake
a
nail
whole
on it.
Finger.
And without chewing it? Why?
Yeah.
Is that part of the ritual? We don't know.
What's the ritual? Who knows?
I liked some stuff about it. I kind of liked the dynamic between the siblings.
Yeah, I didn't dislike watching it. I don't know what we were watching for. But yeah, I liked the way it looked. You could tell that they were like, just living day to day, just trying to get through it. Mom had to take on a lot of responsibility because dad was a fuck up, and sister had to take a lot of responsibility because the brothers were a fuck up. I liked that. But, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't real into this. I didn't hate it. I'd probably give it 3 stars.
Sure.
But I had a lot of questions about Dad. Was he looking at his reflection at the beginning, or was he actually going for the mannequins?
They brought it up later in the movie, that weird guy that always is watching the mannequins, so...
Did they?
Yeah. That's how she knew it was her dad.
That's weird. I don't know. And I was really pleased at the end after Mom, who totally didn't need to do that to those hookers. Why?
Why didn't she say, moving forward, we're not doing sex workers anymore? They already had the goddamn body in the house.
Right.
And they went out and got 2 more.
And if she was so against, I mean, we have to assume that when she says, your dad with these whores, he was using them for the ritual as well.
Right. But he was still spending all night with them.
Right. But if her objection was that they were unclean and not good enough for the ritual, it seems to have worked in the past.
Right.
So what's the problem? I don't know. That was weird to me. But I was really glad that the hookers were the ones that took Mom down.
Yeah.
But I wish we could have seen it.
We didn't get to see any of it.
She had it coming real bad. She sucked.
We just saw her bloody and bruised and missing a shoe.
End. Yeah. But I liked that.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I thought it was interesting when he started following the group of guys. I was like, oh, sweet, secret homosexual.
A homo.
Listeners, we had somebody comment on our Facebook, which we love. Thank you for commenting. But they said they were unfollowing us because we used the word homo. And they said that using that word in 2026 is unacceptable.
Let us know. I'm open to learning.
I mean, I know we weren't saying it derogatorily. We were just using it as a descriptor. I never think of it derogatorily because I'm a homosexual and I refer to myself as a homo.
A big ol' homo.
That's usually how queer or homo is how I refer to myself. I don't know. I feel bad now, but I also I kind of thought I was allowed to use that word. Let us know if we're not. Anyhow, we're going to pause with the trip around the world for a while. You might know this, listeners. I don't know if you know this, love, but March is Women in Horror Month.
I didn't know that.
And I was like, oh, we should focus on female-directed movies for our horror homework for Women in Horror Month. And then I was like, wait a minute. It was just Black History Month, and we didn't do Black directors. So for our next episode, we are doing belated Black History for our horror homework.
Great.
And we are watching a movie that I don't think you're going to like, unfortunately.
Great.
But you're a good sport, and I appreciate you.
I'm a very good sport, and you know what that means? You're going to have to see a musical. And, fair is fair.
Quid pro quo.
That's right.
That's how this works. So, our first one we are going to see is one of my very favorites. It's called Ganja and Hess. It's from 1973. It was directed by Bill Gunn. And it is currently on Canopy and the Criterion Channel and Hoopla, but not HBO. So, listeners, I did find a movie.
The one. The only.
That is not on HBO, but is on the Criterion Channel. So I am justifying my $150 a year or whatever it is for the Criterion Channel on that alone. But if there's got to be one movie to justify your Criterion membership, it should be Ganja and Hess. It's amazing. And I'm really excited to watch it again, but it is a little bit long, and it's a little bit talky. And I'm sorry about that in advance for you.
Well,
but it does have really good music in it, and it's kind of trippy. And
how are the outfits?
Pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good outfits.
I'm back in.
Okay. So we're going to do Ganja and Hess from 1973, and then we are going to do, in the tradition of what we've been doing lately and doing when I haven't seen, we're going to do Tales from the Hood from 1995.
Ooh.
That was directed by Rusty Cundiff. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Forgive me if I said that wrong. If you have Stars, I don't know if anyone actually has Stars. It's available on Stars, but it's also like a $3.79 rental. So, is that bed made, bud? Do you think? Do you think you've made that bed?
He's been scratching for 5 full minutes.
Yep. Yeah, we're watching you. Are you settled? Oh, poor boss. Poor boss. Oh, I would also like to point out that We Are What We Are was remade a couple years after in the U.S., and I had seen that one, but not... Here he goes again. He was not comfortable. I had seen that one, but not the original. And I think I kind of liked the remake better, which is surprising.
It's weird.
It has Julia Garner from Ozark in it. And I think that was the first movie I saw her in.
All right.
And I think I liked it a little better because there were just 2 daughters and a dad. And so there were no adolescent boys in it, which is going to make me prefer a movie. Yeah, sorry about that. So that has been our horror homework. Which one did you prefer? You didn't like either of these.
Can I say neither?
You didn't like either of them. Well, I think...
I liked the one we watched today better.
Did you?
It just had it had 0 plot. It didn't give me enough for the plot.
Yeah, I would have liked a little more from it. I did kind of like the feel of We Are What We Are. It kind of gave me like a very starkly realistic horror movie feel, the way that Let the Right One In did, in some of the scenes that were very just kind of matter-of-fact and practical about them kidnapping and stuff like that, and the way that they had people trussed up and stuff to kill them. It kind of reminded me of Let the Right One In that way, but it didn't have some of the other stuff that made that movie really good. But anyway, horror homework is done.
Done.
Let us begin talking about The Bride.
Yeah.
The Bride is rated R. It has a runtime of 2 hours and 6 minutes. It was written and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal. You might know her as an actress primarily, but she also made another movie before this called The Lost Daughter. This movie stars Jessie Buckley, Christian Bale, and Annette Bening, among other people. It was released in the US in theaters March 6th of 2026. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 59% fresh rating with critics, 73% with the audience. Although that was last weekend, so maybe it has changed.
Maybe it's different.
Let me look.
All right.
Update. 57% with critics, 70% with the audience.
All right.
It has gone down a little since.
But not that much.
I know it has not been very successful at the box office. This movie is a reimagining of Bride of Frankenstein in a way. It takes place in the 1930s in Chicago, where Frankenstein's monster, played by Christian Bale, is still around and still lonely. So he seeks out a new doctor, Dr. Euphronious, played by Annette Bening, to make him a mate, which she does out of kind of curiosity, I think. And the lucky lady is Ida, who has coincidentally also just been possessed by the spirit of Mary Shelley.
Uh-oh.
Into making a scene in front of the mobsters she was partying with, which gets her thrown down some stairs.
Yeah. Crickety crack, break the leg.
Break the neck.
Break the neck.
She's dead. They revive her. And so now we have this person who is half 30s Chicago gangster's mole and half insane genius of the 1800s. And they war within her body for control. And they go on kind of a Bonnie and Clyde or Thelma and Louise style crime spree.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, you get a little bit of love story. You get some musical numbers.
Yeah, you do. Not enough.
I wish there
according
were
to
more.
Me.
Yeah, I agree.
Before we get started, were you so happy that the doctor brought up, why did Frankenstein use bits and pieces?
Yes, I've always wondered.
I was like,
and they don't answer it, really.
It doesn't matter, but it's just another person that thought that thought.
Thank you,
yeah.
Dr. Euphronious. Euphronious!
Beelzebub.
So, Jessie Buckley was in The Lost Daughter, Maggie Gyllenhaal's directorial debut. Also, Olivia Colman. was in it, and Paul Mescal. And Jessie Buckley and Paul Mescal, of course, currently in Hamnet, the movie that is an Oscar contender, and she's favored to win Best Actress. She got her first Oscar nomination for The Lost Daughter, the movie that Maggie Gyllenhaal directed, which was a lot more successful than this movie. But this movie is taking a lot bigger swing than that movie was. It also stars, this movie has tons of people in it. It also stars Peter Sarsgaard as a detective. He is married to Maggie Gyllenhaal. It also stars Maggie Gyllenhaal's brother Jake Gyllenhaal as a Fred Astaire type character, movie star that Frankenstein, who goes by Frank in this,
I know,
is he idolizes and is obsessed with. There's also Penelope Cruz is in this. She looks the exact same age she did in, like, Voltaire. She doesn't age. It's insane.
Was that the detective?
Yeah. The secretary / detective. There's all kinds of fun things in here. There's lots of references to old movies and old actors and actresses. The one character, the bride's real name being Ida, is a reference to Ida Lupino, who is a director, one of the first female directors. And actually the mobster in its name is Lupino, so they have her whole name in there. There's also Myrna Malloy, that's Penelope Cruz's character. That's a play on Myrna Loy, who was an actress back in the 30s and 40s, who she was in The Thin Man, among other things, and The Thin Man is about a character who investigates crime along with her husband. So Maggie Gyllenhaal was able to get all kinds of people to be in this.
Yeah.
Everybody. They even have one of my favorite musical artists, Karen Dreyer from The Knife, who is performing in this, and some of her songs are on the soundtrack. She also performs as Fever Ray, which is what the soundtrack songs are under. She's the one in the nightclub.
In the club.
Yeah. So that was really cool. I was really excited about that. What'd you think of this?
I really liked it. I had a lot of fun. I thought that it was a good time. I didn't think it was like crazy long or anything like that. It didn't feel like it to me.
No, it was 2 hours. It was over 2 hours, but I wasn't ever like, okay, I'm ready.
I wish that there was more musical numbers.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You know where I would have liked a musical number?
Tell me.
There's a lot of copycat women are inspired by the bride.
Yeah.
And they go off and paint their face like her, because they do a cool thing artistically in this where the reviving like fluid that the doctor uses on the bride is black, and she like coughs it up and it stains her skin. So she has this almost like tattoo.
Yeah.
And all of these copycat young women are dressing up like her and going out.
Starting the revolution.
Right.
And that should have been a musical number.
That should have been a musical number.
Yes, it should have.
Because they should have focused on that a little more.
Yeah. It didn't really show us what the girls were doing other than just shooting their guns into the air, but...
Right.
You know. Great. Revolution.
Sure.
I liked her little outfit, which is good because they
Never
kept her
change
in
clothes,
it
yeah.
through the whole movie. Yeah. Putting on the Ritz, obviously. I cannot stress enough how much I loved all of those. Somehow they took over everyone's body that was there, and everyone was doing a little monster dance, and everyone was doing her little tongue sticky outy thing that she kept doing, which was adorable.
Also, that's an homage to Young Frankenstein.
The tongue sticky outy?
No, Putting on the Ritz. There's a musical number to Putting on the Ritz in Young Frankenstein as well.
Okay. That's fun.
Yeah, I thought so too.
What did you think about it?
I really liked it. I thought it was very risky of a movie. And I think it was kind of all over the place.
Sure.
and it was very packed with ideas that it didn't develop all of. But to me, speaking of Guillermo del Toro and his recent Frankenstein remake, which we didn't watch, I didn't watch it because I wasn't interested. I'm much more interested in something like this, where you're going to take a story that we all know and do something totally off the wall with it, especially if you're going to use it to put a feminist perspective out there.
Right.
And I like the idea of taking a character that has become, you know, a really huge icon in horror and giving her actual dialogue.
Right.
You know, because The Bride of Frankenstein, I mean, the movie's named after her, but we just watched it. She's barely in it.
Right.
She doesn't even talk.
No.
And I think it was cool to have a reimagining that gives her some agency, even though she's kind of possessed. So
I liked it starting with Mary Shelley. I don't think that I know that I said this after we watched it too. I didn't need as many breaks back to Mary Shelley. Like, I didn't need the bride just being in a cloche while Mary Shelley's narrating behind her. Like, I would have liked to start with her and end with her and then just see her throughout the movie when she takes over, you know, the bride's brain. That was also a little confusing for me. Like, a lot of times when Mary Shelley was taking over, it was like her as a writer. So it was just a bunch of synonyms over and over in a row. And then like a standout remark at the end to like put a period on it. But it was kind of hard for me to understand. Like, she should have slowed it down maybe a little bit. It was hard for me to understand what she was saying. A lot of that.
I agree with you. I liked the beginning and the stuff she was talking about there. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like for the most part, when she was possessing her, it was like you said, it was kind of word salady. I mean, it was clever wordplay stuff.
Right.
But you would think, even if she was just, you know, stuck with her brain for hundreds of years waiting and finally got to talk, you would think that she would give it a little more, I don't know, a little more something, a little more narrative flow, a little more direction.
Yeah.
Hey, this is your mouthpiece. You finally have someone to talk for you.
I did like the places that they decided to have Mary Shelley take over. It felt like it was places where the bride, Ida, did not want. I don't think she wanted to hurt people. And no. I don't think that she even remembered doing it, because I think Mary Shelley took over.
I agree with that.
And I liked that kind of play on it of like, let me handle this.
Right.
I got this.
Yeah.
Was he dead? Did I kill him? No, he was fine. Frank just straight up lying to her the whole movie about everything, but whatever.
Yeah, about everything. I liked at the beginning how petty and childish and ineffectual Frankenstein was. And I wish that they would have kept that going and it wouldn't have been quite so much of a love story.
Yeah.
Because they really did a good job of showing that he was just a typical dude.
Just a little loner. I mean, he had to have been to stay alive for that long. He's a monster.
Yeah. But I would have liked more of the bride being annoyed by him.
Yeah.
You know? And his bullshit.
She just wants to live, man. She just wants to go out and dance.
Right. I liked that they had the same format as Bride of Frankenstein with the Mary Shelley at the beginning. Yeah. And having the same actress play Mary Shelley as play the bride, the way that they did with Elsa Lancaster. I also think that it was fun to watch Jessie Buckley show off for 2 hours. She's so good.
Yeah.
Switching back and forth between those accents had to have been tough.
Right.
She did a great job.
Yeah, she did a great job.
And it must have been kind of a fun thing for her to do. especially because she's in very serious movies, doing very serious things. What did you think about the subplot with the actor?
I think that makes sense to me, that he, this is basically the only entertainment and connection that he can have to the real world, because he has to go in with his little cap and kerchief on, but it's in a dark movie theater. Nobody's paying attention to him. Like, this is his outlet. And so, yeah, like, as a person who will chronically watch a movie over and over and over as self-soothing, yeah, it made sense to me that he was, like, about to have a panic attack, and they're just like, here, shh, let's go to the movies.
Yeah, I think that will resonate with a lot of people.
I think that totally made sense to me. It was so sad when he met him in real life.
Yeah.
Don't meet your heroes, friends.
It was weird to me that we had real Mary Shelley, but fake Fred Astaire. Why not just call him Fred Astaire?
Yeah. I don't know. What was he? What were they calling him in this?
I can't. I'm not.
Eddie something or other.
I'm not going to remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked that. I thought that was interesting, but it was just another thing in a movie that had so many things.
Right.
So many things. There was also, but I think that all of the things were very feminist, slanted, and I liked that.
Yeah.
I think that we also had the subplot with the detective, the two detectives.
We just let the fact that there was the lady doctor exist. Nobody questioned the fact that she was a lady doctor in the 30s either.
Well, they did, kind of.
Go on.
Because all of the journal articles she wrote, she talks about the fact that she does it with her initials instead of her name.
Yeah.
So they probably didn't know she was a lady.
Sure.
How she got educated, I don't know.
Frank didn't care.
No. Well, he didn't know until he got there.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
You're right. Yeah, the lady detective, lady doctor.
Mm-hmm. Maggie Gyllenhaal was also inspired by Metropolis, and you can see that a lot in the visuals. Metropolis is an old, a silent movie. One of only a handful of old movies I've actually seen. I saw that one with a like an 80s new wave score, and it was pretty cool like that. Mary Shelley is really into saying I would prefer not to.
I prefer not to.
As a way to check out of her normal responsibilities. That is from a Herman Melville short story. It's about this guy who stops doing his work and saying I would prefer not to. He eventually stops doing everything but staring out a window. That story and that quote has become kind of a symbol of passive non-resistance and to capitalism and social norms and stuff. And I thought that was fun to have in here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun stuff that I liked.
A lot of thinkers.
Yeah. I don't think it goes as deeply or completely as I would have liked it to into its themes.
Well,
because it was so chock full of other stuff.
I'll say what I'm going to say when we get to the spoilies.
Sometimes it gets a little too on the nose for me, like in her one big monologue where she actually screams "Me too." That was a little much.
That was cringy.
I think sometimes when themes in movies are explicitly stated by the characters, it kind of undercuts the effect.
I think that should have made it to the cutting floor. I can see that being in a script and saying, oh, that's clever. And then when she yells it on stage, that'd be ooh. I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So this movie kind of walks that line a little bit where there's a little too much of saying the themes out loud.
Sometimes the toe goes over the line.
Yeah. I do wish that the doctor had been given a little more time. I really like Annette Bening. I would have liked a little more personality.
Sure.
from her character. But overall, I really enjoyed this. It was exciting to be like, okay, who else is going to show up, and seeing all these different people. Because usually, we watch a lot of horror movies, and they don't generally get a bunch of big stars.
The big stars, yeah.
So it's fun to watch this. I enjoyed it. It's getting a lot of hate, and I don't really understand why. I like seeing things that are audacious and take risks.
Give me the camp. I love it.
Yeah, I think this will have staying power as like a cult
classic.
film.
Yeah,
I think it will. I would have also liked more musical numbers personally. If you're gonna do it,
you did it once.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah,
Give me 2 at least.
right. I do enjoy the trend in the past few years of putting more musical numbers in horror movies. Thank you, Sinners.
Thank you, Sinners.
Thank you, The Bride. I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun. Anything else you want to say about this? As far as stuff that happens in it?
I'm just mad that this is a spoiler, but I'm just mad that when she does, in fact, find out that Frank's been lying the whole time, she's just like, well, that's fine. I love you anyways. And they end up together.
Yeah, to me it was a little bit cliche to put that in there, because isn't that the plot of every romance?
Yeah.
Oh, I've made something up, and how am I gonna...
A horrible mistake.
One day they're gonna find out, and then of course they do, and then there's a fight, and then they get back together at the end. That's how those movies always go.
Right.
But
if it was a real feminist movie, she would have been like, you lied to me this whole time. You know that I have spots missing in my memory, and you took advantage of that to put me into this weird position where I've always been your bride. You can tell me. You could tell me that you were lonely. You could tell me that
Right.
I died.
Right.
That gives me the opportunity to decide for myself. Don't tell me that we were in love
Right.
and we were engaged to be married, and tell me how the proposal went, and tell me what I thought of this and that. Like, fuck you.
Yeah. Right. Did it bother you, or do you think she did that on purpose?
The director.
Yes.
It bothered me.
It bothered
I
me
think
too.
I think she should have left him. I think she, or at least had a conversation about, like, this is what I understand, that you are 100 years old and this might have been okay.
Yeah.
But this is not okay, even in the 30s.
Really, being 100 years old, he should know better.
Right. But he doesn't have a lot of social interaction. It's not like the movies he was going to were that deep.
No, that's true.
Just a little dancing man.
I liked the parts where he would see himself as the main character.
Oh my God. Yeah. I could have taken a whole musical number of that.
Yeah. It was giving Pearl.
It was giving Pearl. I thought that when we were watching it too.
Yeah, I don't really get the hate for this. I thought it was enjoyable. I'd probably watch it again.
I would.
And it was fun to see in the theater. I think people in the theater were enjoying it.
I would absolutely do this as a Halloween costume too. Very
also
cute.
that, I feel like this created a really easy to replicate and fun Halloween costume.
Right.
That I hope we'll remember next October.
We probably won't.
Right.
Listeners, put it in your calendar. Remind us.
Yeah. What do you rate this?
I'll give it a 4. I had a lot of fun. I'm being nitpicky about the feminist thing because they tried to swing so hard and claim that it was so feminist that it's like, well, if you weren't being like, oh, this is what I'm aiming for,
Yeah.
I would have been more appreciative of the nods that were happening than...
But your whole movie was a, what if Bride of Frankenstein opened her mouth and started talking? Right. So, obviously, it's a feminist movie.
Right.
So...
Yeah, I just would have preferred a different ending.
No, I agree. But
I still give it a 4 because I had a lot of fun.
just a quick spoiler that's going to give some stuff away. So if you haven't seen it yet, I think we both recommend it. It might not be in theaters for much longer since it's not doing well. So,
Yeah.
But here a spoiler is. The ending of this, where they get just blasted Swiss cheese full of
He
holes,
can't stop shooting.
is an homage to Bonnie and Clyde, if you have seen that movie, listeners.
Sure.
Because they get the shit shot out of them in that, and it just keeps going and going and going and going.
The detective's like, stop! They're dead!
Right.
And all the guy cops are like, I can't put this gun down. I've got to penetrate her.
Yeah, lots of homages in this. I like when actors make movies, personally.
The Vision.
Yeah. It's fun. Oh, that was a big sigh, Barb.
You're being loud.
I'm so sorry.
Taking a nap.
So that is what we thought of The Bride. We enjoyed. We think you should try it out. Let us know what you think if you have seen it. We would love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure that people have very well thought out reasons why this is not a good movie. And I get it. But I like things that are audacious, you know? I like a big swing. And when one of my favorite musical artists just pops up in a movie I'm watching, that makes me happy. So that's going to help too. It's not going to hurt.
And if I'm walking out of the movie singing, putting on the Ritz, that also makes me happy.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Putting on the Ritz. So, what are you reading? Anything good?
Well, right now I'm reading Middlesex. You know that. But before that,
Which is great, listeners. Not horror.
not horror.
Really good, though.
Quite good.
Also good, Song of Solomon, which I just finished, which is maybe one of the best books I've ever read. I don't know why I wasn't surprised, I guess, because it's Toni Morrison, but I've only ever read Beloved by her, and I own The Bluest Eye and Tar Baby and Song of Solomon, so I was like, I gotta read one of these, right?
And you loved it.
I loved it.
You loved it. Before I started that, I was reading Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch by Cody Crowley. And that one, it's more YA than I usually go, but it was very fun. She ends up dead, and her ghost... It just so happens that on this one mountain, if you die on it, then you can still be, like, how do you say that word?
Corporeal?
Corporeal. So she could still technically live her life as long as, you know, they don't find her body and move her off of that mountain. So she goes back. She still has ghostly powers. She has to figure out who killed her and seek revenge.
What happens when they find her body?
Well, they'll bury her in a cemetery that's not on the mountain.
And then she dies.
And then she's gone. Yeah.
Interesting. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was very... Another one that was very fun. Like, she's sassy, and she is, like, someone who skips school a lot. She wears her leather jacket. She smokes. She's, like, a bad kid.
Yeah.
But she's got to figure out if it was her douchey ex, or if it was her, like, mother who hates her, or if it was, you know, some other towny guy or whatever. It's tiny, tiny, small town. If it was the creepy boss at her diner that she works at. It was fun. You get to, like, meet all of these other
Suspects.
ghosts.
Oh, other ghosts.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they're, like, trying to help her figure it out, and also trying to help her, like,
Figure out
manage.
how to be a ghost.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
It's very fun.
I'm reading now. I'm just about to start Kindred by Octavia Butler for our book club.
Oh, is that the one?
Yes.
Okay.
So that is a horror book. So I'm back on horror and I'm excited about it. And I know they made, I want to say it was like a limited series, but maybe a movie. So hopefully I'll finish it in time to watch that too.
If anyone out there is still listening, One thing of the new book club is that it's going to be a potluck. So I'm looking for a recipe for something, not a recipe, you could just tell me what it is. Something that is inspired by a book.
I think that's what it was. Let me look.
Don't tell me butterbeer from Harry Potter. We're not doing that.
No. It's a Hulu series based on the book. A dish inspired by your favorite book or one you simply want to share.
So, first time, new book club, gotta show off.
Right.
Give me something inspiring.
Yeah.
Inspired by a book.
We can use your help.
Help!
Bonus points if it's a horror book.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I said the poison spaghetti from Head Full of Ghosts. But spaghetti's not a great potluck dish.
Not if it's like spaghetti and meatballs and tomato sauce. No.
Right.
Not so much. But it's funny.
But it's funny.
And whatever was poisoned in We've Always Lived in the Castle would be another good one. Since that book was kind of an homage to We've Always Lived in the Castle in a way. For our next movie, we're going to the theater again. I can't help it. There's been interesting stuff that we want to see in the theater. So,
and I won't apologize.
No. Kay will not apologize. Plus, this way we get to tell you, is it worth it? Let me work it.
Put my thing down, flip it and reverse it.
Yeah. This way we get to tell you, is it worth it to go and spend your money?
We show up so you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's from Oh No, Ross and Carrie.
I mean, honestly, you don't have to see this one in the theater, The Bride, but I don't like that it's not doing well. I like when somebody makes a feminist, audacious picture, and we should give it money. So that's why I'm suggesting it. I don't know that you're really missing anything by watching it at home, but give them your money, for Christ's sake. So we're going back to the theater to see Undertone, which is an A24 horror movie, something audio-based, something about a podcaster finding some kind of sound. And...
Now, what's podcast? I don't know her.
Okay. So this is already out. It is currently in theaters. Did I say it was an A24 movie?
Yeah.
It is. I don't know if that means it's going to be good or not. That means it's going to have more pressure to be good than other movies, higher expectations. I think this is one that will really benefit from seeing in the theater because I think it has a lot to do with sound, and I know that I'm always really impressed by the way that they're able to do surround sound stuff in our theaters, so I think it'll be a fun one to watch in the theater, and we hope that you guys will go see it and that you will come back in 2 weeks and discuss it with us. If you have any questions, comments, if you have any suggestions for movies that we do, if you have any suggestions for how we should celebrate our 300th episode, which is coming up, send us an email at thebloodlustpodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us at our website, thebloodlust.net. You can leave comments there. You can also find us on Facebook, like that person that told us we shouldn't say homo, or on Threads or Instagram.
I had it 3 times in my review for today.
That was the thing. I was like, I don't remember ever saying homo. And then
it had to have been me. Whatever.
Anyway, we don't ever mean any offense. We hope you know that, listeners.
Yeah. We just want to share our homo love.
Yeah. We love our dead gay son. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you, Kay, for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you in advance for watching the very talky vampire movie that's very artsy that we're watching for our next one.
Let's go to the movies.
That's right. We're going to the movies.
Let's go see the stars.
Until next time, this has been episode 298. I have been Amy.
I'm Kay.
Thank you. Good night.
298. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
300 is coming. Spooky. Hail Satan.
Great job. Why are you still looking at me?
What?